What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with your morning show for Sunday, January 5th, 2025, the final week of the NFL regular season. Not as big of a college hoops card today, thank God. Only 137 games we had to kind of navigate through yesterday, but still got plenty of NBA, 6 NBA games, smaller college hoops card. The NFL was, tricky to break down, but we all got through it. Now we're going to talk about it on today's show, and we'll give out some parlays at the end, but got a great group of handicappers with me. This is an all-time cast. So, Brian, how's it going?
Oh, can't complain. Yesterday, 6-1, but my one loss was Dayton. They didn't show up against GW, but I really like the Dayton Flyers. But we'll have to look at them next matchup, see who they're taking on.
Big Al, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I survived yesterday. We were joking here, Javon and I, yesterday. We both had a boatload of plays, so and both of us did well, so it was good. So if anyone joined the Big Al Javon package, I think, what was it, Javon? Maybe 47 total plays, 30 and 17 combined between the two of us. I was 15 and 9, so we'll just keep it going on this Sunday.
Absolutely winning ways, especially on a last Sunday of the regular season. Still plenty of money to be made. Wayne, how's it going?
Yeah, everything's solid with me. Solid sports card today. Kind of ugly NFL card yesterday. Solid day. Got a little greedy. Went 7-4 in college basketball. My play today took Presbyterian money line against my Garden Web Bulldogs. They covered the plus 5.5, but like I said, I had a money line. Would have been 7-3 if I didn't get greedy in that one. Swept NBA, swept football. Looking to continue to stay hot in football. Get you guys on some games today.
Absolutely. Javon, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. I said it on yesterday's show. You matched me up with Big Al, and you're gonna get paid, and it came to fruition. So if anyone did that, I salute you. College basketball was good. Went 13-5, and I hit a couple money line plays. FIU was a big money line play. I hit another smaller money line play. Plus money. So the only thing that got me was the NBA. I went over, but even with that, had a strong day. So, those are the type of days that you live for. NFL swept out. So all's well that ends well, and looking to keep it going today.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was just trying to stick to basics. Yesterday, I kind of signed off, and then there were a few spots that I liked, and thankfully, DePaul basketball living up to their name, what they've done year after year, just be the dregs of the Big East. Just absolutely horrendous. And I'm thankful that Villanova basketball existed yesterday. That's all I'm saying. But that's yesterday. We don't hang on yesterday. We move forward as we always have. And now we go to today's card. We got college hoops. We're going to kick it off because we got a 12 o'clock time slot, and then we'll be moving through fairly quickly so we get you guys in and out fairly quick so you can get your bets in. And I see we lost Brian. Oh, boy. Anyway, that's fine. We'll come back. Let's see. We got college hoops here. We're going to start with the 12 o'clock time slot, and we're going to start with Indiana, Penn State. We got Army, Boston U, FAU, East Carolina, Fairleigh Dickinson, Wagner, Lehigh, Loyola, Maryland, Central Connecticut, Mercyhurst, Chicago State, LIU, Holy Cross, American, Iona, Siena, Providence, UConn, Stonehill, St. Francis, Canisius, Sacred Heart, Lafayette, Navy, Northwestern, Purdue, Colgate, Bucknell, Quinnipiac, Marist, Niagara, Mount St. Mary's, Manhattan, Rider, Murray State, Drake, Southern Illinois and Illinois State, Maryland and Oregon, Kansas, UCF, Illinois, Washington, and North Texas, Memphis. That is the card. Big Al, is there anything you like here?
Yeah, I mean, I want to look at the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights. They're currently tied, I think, with Elon, with the second best point spread record in college basketball. Both teams 10-2 ATS. The only one that's better, of course, St. Bonaventure sitting at 13-1 ATS on the year. But I want to go against the Knights here at Wagner. The Knights have been installed as a 4-point road underdog, and I think it's time for they've won. I know Fairleigh Dickinson's covered 7 in a row, but I think that comes to an end today, and we're going to take Wagner minus the 4.
Wayne, anything you like today?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple crappy games on the card. I know, like my mid majors. I'm gonna go with Northeast Conference, Stonehill against San Francis. St. Francis saw it as a home underdog. This has been a home game series, and the last 4 of the home team has took it. Don't feel like Stonehill is that much better than St. Francis. I think St. Francis can get the win here as the home underdog. Stonehill coming off 3 road games in 6 days, and they're 0-1 as the favorite. Typically take Stonehill when you're getting a plethora of points because they're not that bad of a team. But here in a pick'em game, give me the home team in St. Francis. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm going to take Colgate over Bucknell. Both of these teams have played a brutal schedule, so their record is not as good as they've really played in some of these games. But Colgate's just dominated Bucknell 9-1 over their last 10 against Bucknell. There's more solid defensive team, and neither one of these teams can play offense. I'm gonna take Colgate in that one. And last one I have, no, I got 2 more. Last 2 I have, take Siena over Iona. Just like the home team in this spot, better cover team on the season on a 2-game win streak with the better defense. Iona is a high turnover team, and they haven't played good on the road. Again, only having to lay 2 to 3 points with Siena. I'm gonna take Siena in that spot, and I'm gonna fade my UCF Knights. I tried to fade them last week. They're coming off a huge upset over Texas Tech. Typically don't like to fade the Knights at home, but coming off that huge win, playing the Kansas team, working with revenge and off a loss. Kansas also has a rebound advantage and just overall size advantage. I'm gonna take Kansas laying the 5.5 in that spot.
Javon, what do you like here?
We're gonna look at the Indiana Penn State game. Indiana is one of those teams where, generally speaking, you back them at home and you fade them on the road. This is a road spot. They just don't perform well on the road, and it's been like that for quite some time. They're playing the Penn State team, who they're a better team at home in this spot, especially against the Indian team, who last time they was in this venue playing against each other, I believe they won by either 9 or 11 points. So give me the Nittany Lions in this one. I'm going to look at FAU against ECU. They got brutalized by Memphis. It was a men amongst boys in that spot earlier this week, and they were at home. Now they're on the road, laying points. I'm going to back them as a road favorite to get the job done and, bounce back, nicely. Let's look down the list. I believe I was on the drive-through when I said I was going over teams, backing over teams, looking to get their first win. Well, what happened with Chicago State, and the fact of the matter is they played a hell of a stronger schedule than LIU. So for a team like that been getting smacked up against better teams, and playing a stronger schedule, being sisters of the poor in league play, they look, for me at least, they look to be a better on team. So I'm back them again in this spot. I don't know about getting the outright win, but for the cover, I believe they could get that. Just go through the list and just look, see if there's anything else. Nah, that's just about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take North Texas in the points here. They play at such a slow pace, and they're still a really efficient defense that they're just hard to blow out. even though they're not necessarily the best offensive unit you'll ever see. This team that tries to win games by scoring 60, 65 points and holding their opposing team to around that. Memphis can hit a ton of threes, but they don't shoot a ton of them to really, I think, make it worth it. And they're also able to get to the foul line, but North Texas can hit their free throws at a higher rate. To me, this just sets up as a 4 to 6 point game. I think 8's a bit too many. So give me North Texas and the points. Let's see here. Let me go back through the list. I wanted to take UConn, but I see Liam McNeely's out for the next little bit. I think he's dealing with a sprained ankle, and he's a big part of that offense, but I just also can't get there with Providence. So it's a lean towards UConn for me because I think they do take that next man up mentality. They have a lot more deeper pieces as well. And let's go with, let's see. Yeah, I'm on FAU as well. East Carolina is just not good defensively. And I think that FAU is just a solid team in East Carolina. We've seen them struggle in lesser spots than this. I mean, losses at home to North Alabama, UNC Wilmington, Gardner Webb as a double-digit favorite. I think East Carolina's in some trouble. I'm taking FAU, laying the points as well. But we'll move on to the NBA. We'll go 2 at a time. We only got a 6-game card today, so we'll take 2 each. We'll go Celtics and Thunder first, as well as the Pelicans and the Wizards. Wayne, what do you like here?
Got a premium on that Celtics and Thunders, but give me the Wizards in this spot to bounce back. They just played this team, and they were in the game for the most part. Kind of let it go in the fourth quarter. I like what I've been seeing out of the Wizards, not defensively, but offensively. They're also a team with plenty of depth. They've been drafting low for a while. These guys are starting to come in and actually contribute off the bench. Pelicans is just not a team that I just want to lay points with, especially on the road. Give me the Wizards.
Javon, what do you like here?
We're gonna look to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first quarter. This is a marquee matchup, possibly a future final Psalms matchup. And while both teams are gonna wanna exert their dominance on the other team and send a message out to the other team and the league, therefore, I just think that Oklahoma, with the way they're playing, they get out to the harder start. And, if the Celtics are going to, win this one, they'll have to do it in the latter stages of this game. So I'm just looking for the bump, the quick burst. And I think that that lies in the Thunder's favor. I would also probably take the over in the first quarter as well. You see these games, in the first quarters, the scoring, not to say that it gets out of hand, but the offenses in this NBA or this in today's NBA, it usually favors a lot of scoring in the beginning of these games, unless you're dealing with playoff atmosphere, type situations. Then you'll see some defense being played early on in these games. But I don't think that's the case. Even though these are two powerhouse teams, I just don't think that in the beginning of this game we see the defensive effort. I think that might come later on in this game. So give me the Thunder first quarter. Give me the over first quarter.
Yeah, I'm so disillusioned with the Wizards after blowing it against the Pelicans, getting crushed by the Pelicans the other night. So I'm going to lean towards New Orleans here. Do I want to lay points with New Orleans on the road? No, but it's the lesser of two evils because the Wizards, they either, get crushed by double digits, maybe take an extended line with the Pelicans, or you take the Wizards outright. I'm not taking the Wizards outright. So give me the Pelicans laying the points. I might extend it a little bit. And lean towards the under in Celtics Thunder for me. I think that's going to be a bit of a slugfest defensive battle. First to 105 wins that game. So give me the under. Brian, was there any college hoops that you liked, or either of these
Uh,
first two NBA games, Celtics,
Yeah,
Thunder, Pelicans, Wizards?
off the top of my head, I think I'll take the Penn State Nittany Lions at home, laying the big number against the Indiana Hoosiers. I think Penn State. These are games that they want to get a good spot when the March Madness rolls around. They need home resume wins by 10 or more points. I think this would be a big one. As far as the NBA goes, I'll agree with you. Take the Pelicans, lay the points. These teams just met the other day. I think Washington glorified G League team here. A lot of injury issues. Pelicans rarely are a team I want to lay points with on the road, but I think here I'll do it with New Orleans.
There you go.
Yeah, Javon looked at the first quarter. I'm just going to look at the full game for Boston and Oklahoma City. Typically, when you get these marquee matchups, you want to look at the underdog and you want to look at the unders. Going back 35 years, when both teams had win percentages, at 73% or better, the under has gone 308 and 244 with 11 pushes, and the underdog has gone 317, 232, and 8 ATS. So I don't think you're going to go broke with the Celtics in the under.
All right. Move on here. We'll go to the Cavaliers and the Hornets and the Magic and the Jazz. Javon, you're up first in this one. You're on mute.
Tell me the games again, because my screen just.
Cavaliers, Hornets, and Magic, Jazz.
I mean, look, until further notice, it has to be Cleveland. Really not much commentary, with this one. It's just they're a powerhouse team right now, and they're smashing everybody in their way. So, regardless of point spread, and this one's pretty heavy at 15.5, 16. You gotta lay it with them. They're at home. Dealing with an injury depleted team in the Hornets, and if you don't want to lay the big number full game, you could probably slice it in half, first half, and slice it again first quarter. Good old trifecta spot. If you are looking towards the Hornets, maybe you can hang your hat on the fact that that they came off a 3-game road trip, coming back home first game. Those aren't advantageous spots, for a home favor like this. So, but me myself, I'm not getting in their way. They're a runaway train at this point.
Yeah, I was just going to say, speaking of heavy, he said heavy line. I was going to start talking, but we're going to go with the Cavs. I'm going to take the Cavs and lay the lumber here. And it's like Javon said, until you have a reason to go the other way, there's no point in doing it, because you are going to, get beat up way more often than not. I get it. It's 15.5 points, but the Hornets, even when they're healthy, there's nobody on the injury list from what I've seen for Charlotte. Guys just aren't showing up. They're just inconsistent. So I think the Cavs put the boots to the Hornets here, win by at least 20. I think you could extend the line. Magic, Jazz, I'm going to go with the under. This is the kind of basketball the Magic play when they're banged up, and they're still missing Paolo. They're missing Franz and Mo Wagner. A lot of their recent games have turned into like 1990s South scores, like where it's the first to 100 wins if you even get to that point. So I think it's going to be just more physical, maybe even just a lack of offense that just comes to fruition today. So give me the under in the Magic and the Jazz and the Cavs laying the points. Brian?
Yeah, I'll take a lean towards the Utah Jazz plus the points. They have been a better cover team lately, covering 6 of the last 8, where Orlando's only had 1 cover over the last 5 games. Orlando has Knicks, Minnesota, and the Bucks on deck. Not that they'll take Utah lightly, because they need to get this win under their belt, but I think it's a 1-possession game. I think the Utah Jazz points.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 15 points with Charlotte. These two teams have met twice already this year. Both times Cleveland won by 14. So Charlotte's playing with double revenge. They're rested. They're coming off an ATS win. I like taking rested conference teams with revenge from losses by more than 6 points. And with that angle, when they're catching double digits, which of course Charlotte is. So I'll take Charlotte, and I guess I'm a masochist.
Wayne?
Yeah, I have a premium in that Cavs Charlotte game, but Magic Utah, gonna lay with the Magic. No really reason not to. I know people are gonna say injured, no Paulo, no Franz. Now without Jalen Suggs as well, but this team is plays with a lot of chemistry. Next man up, plenty depth. One thing the advantage of is size. Magic have plenty of size, so I don't think they're getting beaten up on the rebound. Magic also starting to shoot the three a little better, and that's pretty much all they need because we know they how good they play defensively. Jazz coming off a back-to-back, coming off a blowout win against Miami, and they just play no defense. They had Sandoval go off for 34 points. I don't see no bench player going off for 34 points against the Magic. I think Magic pull away late, as they always do, one of the best fourth quarter teams in the league, and they get to cover once again at home as a favorite.
All right, move on to the last time slot for the NBA. We got the Rockets and the Lakers and the Kings and the Warriors. I'm going to stick with the Rockets at home. I know they haven't necessarily playing their best basketball, and the Lakers have been starting to win some games, but the Rockets still remain one of the best ATS home teams in the NBA, one of the best home favorites in the NBA since the start of last year. You're always going to be worried if out of nowhere LeBron or Anthony Davis sit. I haven't seen if they're on today's injury report, but I can't imagine that they're going to let anybody know. I think the Rockets are still going to, whether they play or not, still be able to take it to them here. Kings, Warriors. I went with the Kings in the video for this game, but I don't love it. And because I want to make sure that Steph Curry's back, but Jonathan Kuminga is going to be out for a little bit now, which is a big deal. So that's things for the King for the Warriors. So I'll still lean towards the Kings because I don't want to change what I gave out in the video, but yeah, I don't love it. But Brian?
Yeah, for me in this time slot, I think we'll see LeBron and Davis play in this one. I'm going to take the Lakers here. We've seen the Rockets, who usually are superb at home, lose 3 of the last 4 straight up. I just think this Lakers team is playing good basketball. If I'm getting over a possession, I think I'm going to ride with LA here plus the points.
There you go.
Typically Golden State plays well at home. When they're playing an opponent off a win, they're 111 and 77 ATS. The one area in that set where they don't play well is when they're playing without rest. They're 12 and 14 ATS. This season, they're 1-3 ATS when playing without rest. I'm going to go with Sacramento.
Wayne, what do you like here?
Golden State Kings game. Give me the under. Just don't like what I've seen out of both of these offenses. Been some change up in lineups, change up in coach, change up in style of play. Typically, it's been over type teams with fast paced play, but recently it's been trending towards the under. So I'm gonna take the under in that game.
Giovanni, like any of these final two?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with the Kings as well. It's just a situation where when these two teams have gotten together recently, not the last game they played in April of last year, but the 3 prior to that, they were 1-point games. So in my scenario, I think this is a close game. Last possession, team with the ball. Maybe a 1 or 2 point game. Team with the ball last has a chance to win it at the buzzer. This is one of those type of affairs. So I want the points in my back pocket.
All right. We'll move on to the NFL. Final week of the regular season. I'm going to go 3 at a time. Just try to get about 5 time slots here. But we'll start with the Jaguars and the Colts. Got the Bills and the Patriots. And the Commanders and the Cowboys. The Commanders, the only one of the 6 here with anything playoff related at stake today. Brian, anything you like here?
Boy, brutal NFL card today, but there are some spots as far as free picks go. Just a very tiny lean here to Jay's team, the Dallas Cowboys, plus the points. Washington does have the playoff scenarios to play for here, but this is a division rival here. I just think it stays within a touchdown. I'm going to take the points with Dallas.
Big Al, anything you like here?
Yeah, I'm going to join my good friend Brian. Pretty much same reasons as he just said. You know, it's an NFC East division rivalry. The underdog in this rivalry is 40-18 ATS when its opponent was not off a loss. And, of course, Washington is not. They're off that overtime win against Atlanta. So I'll take the points with Dallas.
Wayne, anything you like here?
Not really, but out of all 3, I like the over the most in the Dallas-Washington game. I was on that over in the first game. It was 3-3 at half, probably one of the luckiest wins I done had. All the points that got scored in the fourth quarter. Defensively, I just haven't been able to trust Washington over their last 5 games. It looked terrible. I just think we have a juggernaut-style game. We're just going touchdown for touchdown, field goal by field goal at 44. I feel like it could get pushed over this pretty easily with both teams getting over the 20-point mark. Give me the over in that one.
What's the other 2 games?
Jaguars, Colts, Bills, Patriots, Commanders, Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Jags. For me, well, hold on. Joe Flacco's still playing, right?
As far as I know.
You know what? Reverse course. So I'll roll with Indy in this one. You know, the Jaguars under Mac Jones, they have looked representable, if you want to say that. But you know, given the fact that Indy took one on the chin and couldn't stop a nosebleed against the Giants, you know, suffering that defeat. You know, that's the game where I had the premonition that, you know, when Jay was talking and you know, I said, you know, hold on, Giant, the old phone call Giants, you know, say the old Mitch move, you know, so yeah, so I think this is a spot where they bounce back. Joe Flacco doesn't have to worry about, you know, getting intercepted. You know, he throws the ball, you know, to open men. No, we had open men last game. You know, he put up 33, the other team put up 45. So it was a defensive failing. But I think in this spot, Mac Jones, he might throw a pick 6 in this one. You know, and I think it might be a little bit of a route, so you might be able to extendo clip this one. To end the Colts season on a high note. And the Buffalo New England game, you know, with it at this point, it's still what is it 3.5? Anything you know, outside of a field goal or more, I'm gonna take the points, you know, with the home dog. You know, Gerard Mayo's under fire. You know, they've wanted his job from the moment he got the job up here in New England. So the media's been on his ass, you know, pitchfork style, you know, tiki torch style, you know. So it's just one of those deals where you know, he, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, that they're gonna find fault with him, you know. And you know, he's had some stumbles, but the one thing about it is, you know, his players have played hard for him. No talent on the team really to speak of, and you know, that's where it begins and ends. You know, with NFL head coaches, if you don't have the talent, you're gonna be dead in the water. It's as simple as that. So, what the brain trust need to do is find some talent and you know, inject it into the roster. You know, then we'll see if, you know, this, you know, Gerard Mayo and you know, the upper management, if they, you know, if they should keep their jobs. But until then, you know, is what it is. They're gonna just be a bad organization. But yeah, I'll take the points.
I've seen that Mike Vrabel had interest in the coaching opening.
Oh yeah, they're getting all lathered up here, for Mike Vrabel. It did that was the name, that was the hot name, and in the with the local media last year. So when he got fired, so Robert Kraft, he already had a succession plan in place, from a couple years ago when Bill Belichick was still the quarterback, was still the head coach. So it happened the way it happened. A lot of backdoor politics going up to the the backstairs to the owner's office, and that's what they said on Jerome Hale did. So depending on how you look at it, it's either slime ball tactics or pretty savvy to secure your job. But now he's under fire, so it's just one of those things. And they do want Mike Vrabel here. They use this is what they do in like certain media reports to say, oh, look at all the things that Vrabel did in Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill. He had a #1 seed. Well, #1 seed is in the championship. It's not even the AFC championship. So if you're gonna hang that on his head, being an overachiever, that's cool. But I know in the last couple of seasons what he did in Tennessee, and it wasn't anything to speak of. So, I think he has better positions with the Jets, maybe. Well, not the Jets, maybe the Bears. The Bears are at him. The Jets are also, I think they interviewed him. So he has his pick of the litter. If he wants to come back home to New England, there might be an avenue, but it's just tougher, with the head coach that's in place that has a contract, so. And it'll set bad precedent if they fire this guy after one season.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, when I saw they made the hire, I thought he was going to at least get more than 1 year because I thought they knew that this was going to be a rebuild year.
I mean, but the way they act, they thought they could win 7 or 8 games. But that's the delusion that you get here.
Yeah.
That's the illusion you get up here, with all these championships that they won up here. You get these guys that think that they could win without talent because they were doing it so long, because they had the top end talent, which was the quarterback, and then they had the head coach. So they could mask a lot of things. Without the quarterback, without Tom Brady, you can't do that anymore. You have to have talent. You have to pay for the talent. And if you're not going to do that, you're going to be a bad organization, a bad team, and that's what they are right now.
Yeah, that they are. But for me in this one, I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to lay the points. I think the Bills' backups can still beat the Patriots, whoever they send out today. And the Patriots should have no interest in winning this game or even competing here, outside of for playing their coach or playing for their coach. That's the only reason that I would expect them to show up here. Other than that, anything else goes to hurting your draft position. Right now, they're in the driver's seat for the #1 overall pick. And even then, like I said, backups for the Bills are still, we see Mitch Trubisky carry a team as an NFL quarterback. Is he the quarterback I want? No. But he's better than the alternative they're working with right now. So give me the Bills. And give me the Commanders. I just think that the Commanders get it done here. The Cowboys are 2-6 against the spread at home here.
You're killing me here. Killing me.
I know it's a division rivalry. I get it.
First it was the Bills, and then it was the Commanders.
Yeah,
my heart.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm putting you on the naughty list here.
That's okay. I've been there for you putting me there. I was like engraved on there like when it first happened. How do you come on? This doesn't just happen. Yeah, no, I'm just taking the Commanders because the Cowboys at home this season have been, just dreadful. So give me the Commanders there. Move on to the next three: the Giants and the Eagles, the Bears and the Packers, and the Panthers and the Falcons. Big Al, what do you like here?
Oh gosh. What was the first game you said?
Giants and Eagles.
And Falcons, Panthers, and you said the Bears, Packers?
Yeah.
I mean, I like Green Bay. I don't know how you don't like Green Bay, given the history between these two teams. So I'll lay the points with the Packers. The Bears are 11-33 ATS on the road versus winning teams that were not off a Suats win, which of course Green Bay wasn't losing to Minnesota last week. So look for the Packers to bounce back and just win another game in this series.
Wayne?
Yeah, it's ugly. Somebody got to do it. I'm on the other side. I'm on the Chicago Bears. As Big Al has said, I know Green Bay is on Chicago 10-0, 9-1 ATS, but their one cover was this season where they ironically came off a game where they only put up 3 points, bounced back the next week to only lose to Green Bay by 2 points. Yes, I know it was at home, but this is a Chicago Bears team to me that still has a respectable defense. Caleb Williams has the talent around him, although most games we haven't seen him. These guys just connect or explode, but the potential's there. I also feel like this line looks a little fishy. Why isn't it, closer to double-digit touchdowns? Give me the 10 points in this divisional game. Backdoor wide open, possibly. I like Chicago on that one. And Carolina's Falcons game. This is a divisional game where we see a total of 49. I feel like that's too high for a divisional game. Carolina coming off a game where they just got exploded on by Tampa Bay. I think they have a more respectable defensive performance. When Carolina has exploded on offense, it's been at home. When they're on the road, they cannot get their offense going. Falcons with something to play for in this spot. Falcons have went under the total in their last 4 at home. Got a young quarterback at the helm still. Solid defense at home. Give me the under 49 in the Falcons, Carolina.
Javon?
Yes, normally I would look towards the under in that game, but I'm on the over in the Carolina-Atlanta game. The fact of the matter is Carolina is 12-4 to the over, and their defense is basically non-existent, whether they win or lose. That's what we've seen from this team this year. On the other side, we got an Atlanta team that's pretty uneven on the defensive end. They gave it up last game, and I think that they might give it up again. It's a fast track in Atlanta, so we might see a little bit of a sprint as far as I'm concerned. When I don't think we're really going to see any defense in this one. I think this is just a spot where I think both teams, let it loose. Carolina wants to, crush Atlanta's dreams of making the playoffs, and on the other hand, Atlanta, wants to make the playoffs, so they're going to try to put points on the board. So I think somehow, some way, this gets up and over the total. The Giants and Philly game, or the Giants and Eagles game, even though it's a low total, I would only take the under in this one. Dealing with a bunch of backups for the Eagles, but in my mind, you're looking at the defensive scheme, so that's Boss. So, with their superiority on defense as far as the scheme goes, I think even with having backups, playing, I think that they could hold down this Giants team who kind of exploded for a 45 point output last week. I don't think we see that again, so I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under in Giants Eagles. I still haven't seen if Kenny Pickett's going to be cleared to go here. And if he's not, it's either Tanner McKee or Ian Book. And
not Ian Book.
Yeah, I know. That's why I gave Ian Book a shout out. It's probably the only time someone's going to mention his name for the next year and a half, but unless he plays today. But yeah, it's one of those two options. And with Saquon being rested, which still breaks my heart. I wanted to see someone go for the rushing record, but I get why he did it. I just don't like it. But again, I'm not the coach. But to have all the second stringers in, especially on defense as well, I just can't get there with the Eagles having a ton of success in this game. But the Giants also shoot themselves in the foot. I'm not giving the Giants credit for one good game where they equaled 4 weeks worth of scoring in one game. more often than not, this team has stunk it up, and I still think this is going to just be a low-scoring game. A lot of mucking around between the 20s. So give me the under in the Giants Eagles, and Bears Packers. I'm going to take the Packers. 22-6 against the spread in the last 28 meetings head to head. Chicago's 0-5 in the last 5 trips to Green Bay. The thing about the Bears is that if the Bears weren't a team that would dig themselves into so many holes in the first half and then have to try to come out of them, that's one thing. But they keep putting themselves behind the 8 ball. They were just lucky that the Seahawks were just inept last week and they couldn't do it. They couldn't put points on the board. So I think the Packers have a motivation to come out here and play and go for positioning. I think the Packers come out and blow out the Bears here. So give me the Packers there. Brian?
Yeah, as far as that rushing record go, I'm glad Barkley's not playing this one. Dickerson played in less games. I don't think he should have his record broken by a guy playing in more games, but that's a little bit simplistic. I agree with my good buddy Big Al and you, Chris. I'll take the Green Bay Packers and lay the points. They've just been dominant spread-wise against the Bears. And you look at the Chicago Bears over the last 4 games, they've only scored 45 combined points. They only put up 3 last week. I think this team's checked out. I think the Packers will, even if they put their backups in, they'll run them around. I'll take the Pack, lay the points.
All right. Move on to the Texans and the Titans, the Saints and the Bucks, and the first game of the 4:00 time slot, the 49ers and the Cardinals. Wayne, what do you like here?
Yeah, even as a Tampa Bay fan, I can't lay this many points against the Saints. I know how terrible they've been, but as far as covering against Tampa, they've been nagging our back over the past few seasons, 6-4. ATS against Tampa. Tampa coming off an explosion game. Baker Mayfield, 5 touchdowns, no interception. Baker can't play 2 perfect games in a row. Tampa Bay, I do see them losing the turnover battle, and frankly, just too many points. I feel like Saints come in here can give the back door. I know Tampa's fighting a bunch of bonuses and incentives. All that means to me is Baker forces his hand a little bit and forces some passes, maybe that he wasn't making earlier in the season. On the other side of that, Saints, Rattler's starting to get his feet wet. He's starting to get a couple games under him. This is a guy who turned it up during the preseason. I just see him playing a lot better than what we've seen these first couple weeks. Tampa Bay also dealing with some injuries on defensively, and will probably be sitting a few guys defensively because of that reason. All that being said, I'm gonna take the 2 touchdowns with the bad team and the Saints.
Javon, what do you like here?
Yeah. Let me preface this by saying the Sparks Tennessee. But I can't do it and won't do it. I'm on Houston to stop the bleeding and, go into the postseason with a win. The fact of the matter is if you've taken the Tennessee Titans this season and you could, bleed into last season and the year before, they've been taking bettor's money. I know because outside of this season, the last couple seasons before, I've backed Tennessee and it hasn't gone so well. So it's really been 3 straight seasons of them burning cash, with people backing them. And at this point, I'm not going to do. They've only covered 2 games this season. So put everything else aside, put the angles aside. I'm not putting my money on them at all. It's as simple as that. So by default, I'm on the Texans. And I'm on San Fran. The Cardinals are one of those teams where, for me, they're pretty easy to figure out. You back them as an underdog, and you fade them as a favorite. That didn't come to fruition against the Patriots a couple games ago, but Joshua Dobbs, he might want to stick it to his old team. He's gonna be out on the field. He's gonna be running around doing what he does, which it can be good or it can be bad. The 49ers, they're resting on players, but they're injury depleted anyway. So the Cardinals can whoop it up on the 49ers, that's for sure. But I don't want to lay points with a Kyler Murray back team. No, that's just what I'm not going to do. So I'll take the points.
Yeah, and these three, I'm gonna go with the Texans. Yeah, same thing for me. I just can't back the Titans. And if you go Texans first half, because D'Amico Ryans has said that the starters are going to see some time. It's just a matter of when they get pulled. So I would imagine that they at least see the first few series. I think that's more than enough for the Texans to get ahead and lead at the half. And I am going to lay the points with the Bucs. It is a big number, but I just have zero faith in the Saints. They already faced Spencer Rattler, and yeah, the Saints put up 27 points in that game. The Bucs also put up 51. They picked off Rattler twice. This to me just feels like a spot where they just show up and put the boots to a bad team, just make an emphasis to punch their ticket to the postseason. And 49ers Cardinals, I might take an alternate line on Kyler Murray's rushing yards. I know a lot of these incentive plays that have been coming out, and they've been like, the hot topic of, the prop markets over the last week. The books know these incentives as well, so you got to be careful with those. But I think that Kyler Murray, be able to rush a little bit. He ran for 83 yards, I think, last time he played the Niners. So, give me Kyler Murray's over in rushing yards. Brian?
I don't want to take a Ruffalo in this time slot. Don't really love it, but if I had to take a play, I would probably take the Arizona Cardinals and lay the points. It just Niners ripped my heart out against the Detroit Lions. That was it for me. I don't put teams on a do not bet list, but I think I'm done with the Niners this year. Arizona would probably would like to finish the year out strong, beat their rival. I'll lay the 5 here with Arizona. Hold my nose.
Big Al?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Brian. The 49ers can go fuck themselves after this year. Biggest disappointment in the league. I don't want anything to do with them. I would only look at Arizona there. And Arizona's 61-33 ATS at home off back-to-back losses. To me, the Tampa Bay Bucks is similar to the Ravens game yesterday. I had to play on the Ravens and also the over in that game, so that was a nice hit. You've got a team in New Orleans that only mustered 10 points last week at home versus the Raiders. Their offense is not going to score today, similar to what Cleveland did yesterday. Tampa Bay can pretty much name the score. It's crossed the 14-point barrier, which kind of sucks because it was 13 earlier in the week. But I'd still lay it before I'd take it. And what's the last game?
It was
Houston, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jovan pretty much hit the nail on the head there. I would have leaned to Tennessee up until today when the number has just hit -2 at Circa. It's -2 at Bet Online, -2 at Bet 365. My limit would have been -1.5. I've got no interest in leaning 2 points with Tennessee, especially when the game's projected to only have 36.5 points scored. No thanks. Just pass on that one.
So what you're saying is that the Niners aren't on your Christmas card list, is what you're telling me.
We quit doing holiday cards a few years ago, so maybe next year if we do it again. What?
But if you were doing them.
If I was doing one, there's only so much postage to go around. I couldn't afford to send it to every NFL team, but
I was going to.
No, I could just tweet it out and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Well, maybe they'll send you a pen or something. It's like when people have their weddings and they ask celebrities to show up or something like that.
No, there's no excuse for what they did this year.
They'll send you a button or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
All right,
that was the last straw. That was the last straw against
the last straw was week 17, Brian.
Yeah,
really?
That was it. That really made me angry. That was it.
Nothing they did before week 17 was the last straw, but that was it.
I go week to week. I get angry with the team and then I forgive them, but that's it. Niners are on my S list until next year.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Seahawks and the Rams. We got the Dolphins and the Jets. and the Chargers and the Raiders. Jovan, I think you're up first here.
Repeat the games again. Miami Jets.
Seahawks, Rams, Dolphins, Jets, Chargers, Raiders.
Yikes. Man, I mean, are they sitting Aaron Rodgers? Can they sit Aaron Rodgers? Because if they sit him, I'll back him. That's the way it's going down. I mean, he's just, he's over the hill and he's falling off a cliff. I mean, don't want to speak on on his personality or anything, but he seems like a walking black cloud. Wherever he goes, it's like, the bad things happen or people don't like him or whatever. And when your talent fades, that's when all the all the vitriol comes your way. And he's been last couple seasons he's been getting a lot of that. Well, last 3 seasons, his last season in Green Bay wasn't a picnic neither. So, I mean, that of course they're probably going to play. They do have the talent. You do see them move the ball up and down the field. It's just these 4th down situations and plus territory, they don't get it done, or it's an interception. And that's another sign of you being over the hill. A quarterback who historically hasn't thrown picks starts throwing picks, it's time to go. But I'm gonna back him in this spot, whether he's on the field or not.
It looks like he is.
Yeah, so I mean, he's playing. It really doesn't matter in the short term. I'm gonna back him at home. Finally get a W in this divisional spot, and crush any hopes of the Dolphins getting into the playoffs.
All right. For me in this one, I'm gonna go with. Oh boy, I'm gonna stick. See, that Rams Seahawks game is tough because the Rams have said that they're going to basically rest everybody, even though a win secures the 3 spot for them. We've also got the whole thing with Geno Smith. He needs to pass 180 something passing yards, and he needs to win the game for an extra $4 million in incentives or something like that. So, for the Jets Dolphins, I'm going to go with the under. I don't trust the Dolphins in cold weather, and I also just don't trust the Jets in general. And I'm going to take the Chargers. They have the incentive now with the Steelers losing yesterday for playoff positioning. If the Steelers had won, this game would be meaningless for the Chargers. They'd be locked in. But with a chance to leapfrog Pittsburgh, I think they come out. The Raiders are just a team that I just enjoy fading. You can beat the Saints and the Jaguars in back-to-back weeks all you want, but the Chargers are a team that thrives as the road favorite, perform very, very well as a road favorite. So give me the Chargers. I'll take the Chargers. Brian, what do you like here?
Well, for me in this this slot, I've been getting burned all year with the New York Jets. Why not make it another one? The line doesn't make much sense to me. Jets have been playing brutal all year cover-wise, straight up against the Dolphins. I think they lost 8 of the last 10, but I think the Jets find a way to ruin the Dolphins' season or any chances they have postseason. I think they get a W here. Give me the Jets one more time.
Big Al, what do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, the Jets falls into that simple angle when you get a team that has to win to make the playoffs, like Miami against a team that's already been eliminated from the playoffs. Always take the team that's already been eliminated. The teams that have to win, they're not going to hit 50%.
What's the temperature?
They're not going to cover the spread at 50%.
Dolphins looked like crap last time they played in cold temperatures. What was it, Green Bay?
Yeah,
looked like they didn't want to even be there.
That doesn't. I don't really care about that. As far as the Chargers Raiders, I know they were not playing great teams the last couple of weeks, but the Raiders are still playing well. I'd rather take the points with them against the Chargers. I mean, the Raiders aren't going to the playoffs this game. They're going to be fired up for their final game of the season. It's at home. I'll take the Raiders. And what was the third game? My memory's terrible. Oh, Seattle Rams.
Yeah, Seattle and the Rams.
Yeah, Seattle.
Wayne, what do you like here?
Yeah, this Jets Miami game. A lot of value's been taken off this total. I believe it's down 4 to 5 points, from 44 to 39 to 40 in some books, but I still like the under. As some of you guys have stated, I just don't trust neither one of these offenses. Cold weather for Miami. Defense has been up and down. As Jovan sort of pointed out and alluded to, too. Jets just they can move the ball, but they normally end up in field goals. Not very good on third down or turnovers. Miami kind of on the same wavelength, and I just see a struggle for scores in this game. Don't love it because how far it's dropped down, but I do agree with it. So I'm on the under in that game. And I'm going to hop on the Chargers. Been on them all season. Just love the fundamentals and their style of play. Run. Play solid defense. Set you up for the play action pass. Haven't really had many reasons to bet the Raiders this season. Defense, I have a few names on there, but overall, just haven't looked too well. And offense either. Just a lot of dunking down to the tight ends. Not too many explosive plays, and you're gonna need those explosive plays playing a fundamentally sound team like the Chargers. So I'll lay the points with the Chargers.
All right. I think it brings us to the last time slot. The Chiefs and the Broncos, one of the more widely discussed games of the day. And the Vikings and the Lions on Sunday night. Winner gets home field, NFC North, and the loser goes to the 5 seed. I'm up first here. I'm going to take the over in Vikings Lions. I think it's just going to be a shootout tonight, and it's just going to live up to the billing. It's going to be a heavyweight fight, exactly what you want to see on Sunday Night Football, the final game of the regular season. It's going to play. I think it's going to play out like a movie. And Chiefs Broncos. It's crazy. I did not know that the Chiefs had won 17 of 18 against the Broncos. I think that's the number I saw. I think they're 17-1 straight up in the last 18 meetings. But I still got to roll with the Broncos here, I think. The Broncos team has been playing well, especially at home and as a favorite. The Chiefs, resting a lot of guys, Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce. And where the Chiefs are resting a lot of guys is on defense. They're resting a ton of guys on that side of the ball. I think the Broncos do enough to win this one by 2 scores. So I'm not back in a Carson Wentz legacy game. It's not what I'm doing today. So give me the Broncos, lay the points, but not one that I love necessarily. Brian?
I can't entice you a little bit of Carson Wentz.
Absolutely not.
In this slot here, I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings plus the points. I think it's within a field goal this game, just like the first meeting where it was 31-29. Minnesota with revenge getting beat on their home field. I like the points here that the Vikings are going to get.
You have a better chance of convincing me to eat Taco Bell at the beginning of a 6-hour road trip through the desert than taking the Chiefs with Carson Wentz.
Well, Wentz is a Super Bowl champion. He might not have played.
Oh, jeez, that's like Adam Morrison, who's got 3 rings or 2 rings.
No, I mean, hey, listen. He started season 11-0 when he broke his leg. I mean, you got to give him that kind of credit. Then Nick Foles finished the job against my Patriots. with Bill Belichick making one of the worst.
I blocked it out of my mind. Okay, I blocked it out of my mind. I didn't need you reminding me of that.
I mean, that was coaching malpractice right there, but it didn't matter because they were going to the Super Bowls year after year at that point. So yeah, but that was coaching malpractice. Benching Malcolm Butler. I mean, yeah. So that's besides the point.
Big Al, what do you like here in these final 2 NFL games?
I mean, I think it's hard to go against the Dan Campbells. They've been an ATM machine. Especially when they're playing an opponent not off a straight-up loss. They're 27-6 with 2 pushes. It's just, I'm just not going to fade Dan Campbell. So, Detroit.
Wayne, what do you like here?
I'm all right with the Chiefs. Just better head coach, next man up mentality. Just feel like it's too many points. Despite them resting everybody, do feel like they have the talent to remain within this spread. Don't really respect the Broncos offensively. Decent air attack. We've seen Bo Nix do some good things this season, but with no run game, too one-dimensional. I think Andy Reid has a good enough game plan to at least keep it within the points, in my opinion. So I'm going to take those points with the Chiefs, one of the best teams in the NFL.
Jamal, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this Minnesota-Detroit game, and I'm gonna play it similarly to how I played. Was it this game? Yeah, the San Fran Lions game last week. First drive touchdown. Both teams to score a touchdown in their first drive. I think the play script is gonna call for 7 points. Like I said, every team has the 15 plays scripted to start the game. And I think that, with the way these defenses have played recently, especially the Lions, because they're injury depleted, but the Vikings defense have shown some slippage as well. I think this is just going to be one of those, at least in the beginning of the game, track meets. Now who knows, later on in the game, you might see the scoring slow down. Adjustments will be made, so on and so forth. But, I'm going to go with first drive touchdowns and, by default, first quarter over, if both teams are scoring touchdowns. So.
All right. We'll move on to a quick segment. We'll go to the NHL. Got 5 games on the card. We got the Rangers and where'd it go? Modern technology. Rangers and the Blackhawks. We got the Islanders and the Bruins, the Penguins and the Hurricanes, the Flyers and the Maple Leafs, and the Lightning and the Ducks. Brian, anything you got here?
I think there's some dogs barking in the NHL today. I'll take the Chicago Blackhawks at home on the money line. Rangers just been playing putrid. What are they, 2-8 over their last 10? They're on a back-to-back. Blackhawks have 1 day off. I'll take Chicago at home on the money line.
Al, do you like any NHL today?
I'd look at the Lightning. Anaheim scoring just 2.5 goals per game at home. That's the lowest rate in the NHL. Tampa's won 5 of the last 6 meetings here at Honda Center. I'll take the Lightning minus $1.75.
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple NHL. I'll give out a couple NHL today. I'm going to take the shot on the Penguins here. Backup goaltender, probably Dustin Tokarski for the Carolina Hurricanes. He is not very good. The Penguins are the rested team. Carolina's on the back-to-back. They play well at home. They're 14-5 at home, but they've been inconsistent as of late. Pittsburgh's not great on the road, but I think there's just too much value for me to pass on here with the Penguins. Plus 1.5 from the money line. I'm going to lean towards the Bruins at home. Both teams have lost 3 in a row, but the Bruins, their games were all on the road where they've been far less effective this season. They're about a 60% team at home this year. So I'll take the Bruins. The Islanders continue to have struggles scoring. And I'm going to lean towards the Rangers as well. If it's not now, when for the Rangers? You got to be able to take advantage of winnable spots with the form the Rangers are in where they can't stop the bleeding. So I'm going to take the Rangers there. Wayne, any NHL for you today? Okay.
No, sir.
All right. No, I was on another
Missing
window
out
and
on
I
the
was like,
pucks.
oh, I don't hear him. Oh God. So I had to look over. All right. I guess parlay time. Actually, hold on. We'll go before we do parlays. Brian, what do you have for sale today over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, coming in today, ranked number 2, last 365 for profit, all sports at pickdogs.com. You can get my NHL Sunday money shot, 16-5, last 21 in the NHL, or my NFL Sunday titanium play, at pickdogs.com. Or if you want my 3 best bets, my private plays 3-pack, $50 at pickdogs.com. Maybe a 2-for-1 capper special. Team me up with one of these all-star handicappers.
There you go. Check out Brian, number 2 on the yearly leaderboard, and number 1 on the yearly leaderboard. Big Al, what do you have going on over at Pick Dogs today?
Oh, I've got lots of stuff. Have 16. Is that right? Yeah, 16 plays. I've got 14 in the NFL. I've got 1 in college basketball and 1 in the NBA. And yeah, just like what Brian said, 2-for-1, 3-for-1, 4-for-1 handicapper specials. Best way to go. Also save 15% at checkout. Just use the discount code PICK.
And I'm willing to hazard a guess the San Francisco 49ers will not be one of
You never know. As I said before,
this is true, actually. Yeah, I can't. When I assume, I make an ass out of you and me. Anyway.
No, actually, they can't be because I think I gave out Arizona on the show.
Oh, well, there you go. We call that a swerve.
No, I don't do that.
Wayne, what do you have going on over at Pick Dogs today?
Yeah, I've been top 3 on the NFL leaderboard for a majority of the season. Looking to stay high. I have 5 plays in the NFL. Have my best bet. I don't have a 3-pack in NFL. I do have them kind of mix and match 2 multi-team 3-packs today, as I have 3 in the NBA and 3 in college basketball. Was hot yesterday in college basketball. Feel like I'm reading the board very well. And was hot in the NBA too with a money line hitter with the Chicago Bulls. Have another solid money line play kind of like that today, and solid spread play like that today. As I mentioned, 2 different 3-packs, multi-team packs. 1 with NFL, college basketball, NBA, and another one with 2 NFLs and NBA. So need the sport spread out. You go get the 3-pack. You just want my best bet for each sport. I have that for you guys as well. Join me long term, or you could pair me up with one of these fine handicappers. As you see, the leaderboard has been smacked on the yearly by Brian. Jovan's killing basketball, so you can pair me up with them and continue to put this money in your pocket.
All right, Jovan, what do you got for sale over at Pick Dogs today?
Yeah, I got a 5-pack in the 1 o'clock time slot in the NFL, another 5-pack in the 4 o'clock, 4:25 time slot in the NFL. I have 12 NFL plays so far, probably put up 1. And college basketball is incoming, NBA is incoming, so look out for that as well. Monster Day yesterday, strong start to the year in general, so looking to keep 2025, full of cash. So, check me out. And I'm going to say it just like I said yesterday. If you match me and Big Al, Big Morty up together, you're going to make yourself a lot of cash, just like you did yesterday. So, yeah, jump on board, something long term.
Yeah, jump on with Jovan at Pick Dogs. And for me today, I got a $15 college hoops play of the day. Got that as part of a 3-pack for college hoops. Also got my NFL Platinum play. It's hit around 64% this season. Also got that as part of an NFL 5-pack on the board. But like everybody said, jump on something long term. Whether it's just with one of us or you pair us all up as part of the multi-capper promotion, it's the best way to go. Best bang for your buck, especially if you use that promo code PICK at checkout. But all right, let's get to it. Final part of the show, parlay time. Brian, what do you like today?
I got an all NBA parlay today. I got the New Orleans Pelicans laying the points, Utah Jazz plus the points, and the Sacramento Kings plus the points.
Big Al, what do you have today?
Yeah, I'm going to steal a couple plays from Wayne and Javon. From Wayne, I'm going to steal the under in the Golden State game. And from Javon, I'm going to steal the Penn State Nittany Lions minus the points over the Indiana Hoosiers. And for a third play, let's just go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wayne, what do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to ride with my Magic since they're not a premium. Take them on the spread. Siena, I really like that game. It's not a premium. We'll be sprinkling something on Siena to get the cover. And you can add the Eagles money line. They get it done here. I don't care who's on the field. Can't take the Giants in that spot.
Javon?
Just one, two pack. Two team parlay. Load up on it. Nittany Lions, FAU. Book it, cash it. Do what you got to do with it.
One more thing, Chris. I'm sorry. In honor of Jay, I know some of y'all really like this interception parlay. I got the all Florida team interception parlay. Baker Mayfield to throw an interception today, and Mac Jones to throw an interception today. I'm not saying Baker Mayfield stinks it up, but I do think he forced some passes and gets that INT today.
All right. For me, I'm going to go 3-2. We're going to go North Texas plus the points. I'm going to go with FAU laying the points and the Boston Bruins on the money line. All right. Anyone else got anything to add before we get out of here?
So you're hating on the Ron Romanellis, huh? Taking the Bruins.
I never actually liked them, to be honest. I don't know. They're too inconsistent for me.
Yeah.
That's why they shouldn't be called the Romanellis, because Romanelli is consistent.
Does anyone have any thoughts on the college football championship games coming up? The playoff games?
I think that after the people saw Texas barely escape Arizona State, that there's a lot of value with the Texas Longhorns, but that's off the top of my head.
Yeah, I still got to dig into it a little bit. I'm thinking I'm going to be on Texas, but I don't know. It's still a little bit tricky. It's funny. I think all 4 teams that had a bye lost?
Well, all 8 favorites won straight up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the real issue was the teams with the bye weren't the better teams. That's the real issue.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if you're one of the first 4, if you'd want the bye or if you'd want home field.
You just want to be the better team.
That's true.
I would take the bye if you just like Oregon wasn't the better team. You know, none of those teams were the better team. So
yeah,
you know, that's the problem.
And I'll just see. It seemed. I think what I was trying to say is it was weird to me that the teams that were the top 4. Yeah, okay, I understand the bye. I'm not saying they were the right teams. I'm just saying the teams that were there got the bye to the quarterfinals, but they had to play it on a neutral field where 5 through 8 had a home game, even though they did play the week after. But
yeah, but 5.
I'm on home field if I'm the first 4 or if I'm the top 4.
You always want the bye because you don't have the opportunity to lose. And,
yeah, that's true.
You know, so yeah, you always want the bye, but you know, next year they'll fix it where, you know, the Arizona States and the Boise's of the world won't get the 3 and the 4. Yeah, so you know, it just worked out this year that it just turned out that the team that won the Big Ten wasn't the better team. You know, Ohio State was the better team, but.
I'm just hoping that we don't see Penn State, Ohio State in the national championship because I cannot watch James Franklin throw up all over himself again on a national.
Yeah,
see, it depends what the line is. Everybody would be saying that, though.
He might not throw up on himself. He made it this far.
I will say this: if it ends up being Notre Dame versus Ohio State, I'm going to take Ohio State. It'll be a rout.
Trying to dive a little more into it and take my favoritism out of it. I've been a Penn State groupie, made myself a Penn State groupie over these past 2 years. Big fan of Aller and just their play in the trenches. But I've got to deep dive in some more and see before I pull the trigger.
We're going to have
that Notre Dame Penn State game. That's going to be the tougher game between the two, as far as I'm concerned. You know, both similar styles. They do similar things. You know, strong trench work. You know, so that'll be fun to handicap. Do a little bit of digging in that one. Because I'm definitely gonna have a side in it. Probably gonna have a total in it also. But the other game, you know, I mean, for now it's OSU. I mean, there is value. The value is with the Longhorns given the line. You know, but maybe we see some line movement that changes that. Who knows? You know, Texas is one of those teams where they're a hard team to like. You know, Quinn Ewers, He's just not a good quarterback. So you saw that last game, and that's what they've done all season. Jump out to an early lead, think they're gonna boat race teams, and after a couple easy touchdowns, it's nothing after that really. And they just hung on, and survived. I wanted them to lose in the worst way last game. Scatterball almost made it happen, but he didn't. So it is what it is. Now we got Texas for one more week at least.
All right. I'm excited to talk about it throughout the week. And when are those games? They're Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday. Well, I guess they play the national championship on the following Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll have something to talk about during the week. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. Appreciate it. Managed to go an hour and 15 minutes. It blew by so quickly, as these shows always tend to do. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming and joining me. Brian, Big Al, Wayne, Jovan, thank you. Appreciate your help. It was all short notice this week, with having to throw everything around, but we made it, and we gave out some winners, games that I love for these guys today. So, again, thanks so much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Best of luck. And there we go.